Alright, today we're going to load the kiln into my vintage kiln sitter. I'm using a 0.6 cone, and this is for our bisque firing. The entire time we are loading the kiln, we have it off, and then when that flops down, you just gotta readjust, put the little cone in there, and then you're good to go. With a bisque firing, you can stack items within each other because they are not glazed, so they're not going to fuse together. You don't have to worry about them becoming Siamese. Safety third. That chip out of the kiln did not happen because of me. I received it in that condition, for the record. Now we're going to put in our second layer. We've got a shelf in there, and you gotta be careful not to nick the shelf against the brick in there because it is very fragile and will chip out. And you've got to put the kiln stilts in, which creates another obstacle to tetris things in between. But if you put them in there just right, you can put a little piece of pottery or cup, mug, anything like that in there. So these are stackable. I can adjust the height to whichever ones. I don't know what anyone else has, but they're like little Lego bricks, and then the top one is flat. And I think a couple of mine have the chips out of them, so they're like 1 centimeter or less different. But you've got to make sure the shelves are level so that your pottery is level, so that the glaze does not run off onto your shelf or onto the interior of the kiln and ruin it. I do have kiln wash on my shelves, which protects it if some glaze does run off onto it, and it chips off really easily. So if any glaze drips get on there, you can use a, I don't know what that thing is called. No, it's like that little paint chipper. It's like a little paint chipper when you're scraping off old paint of stuff. That's what I use. Yeah, you can open the paint can, scrape the stuff off. You gotta also make sure that your kiln shelf is not sitting on top of your pottery. That seems like something bad. I've not done that, but I've come close to doing that. Also, I'm talking about the shrink rate of each piece. So if you're nesting things, you've got to make sure that the larger item has a similar or lower shrink rate. Otherwise, it could be a disaster. It could explode your pottery or crack or warp your piece, or it could explode into little fragments, and then all that work you've done is for shards of ceramic. Porcelain has a lot higher shrink rate than other clays with grog in them. Some of my clays have 15, some of them have 11% shrinkage rate. And I know brown bear is, I have problems with brown bear. I love the way it looks, but adjust those kiln stilts, slip that piece of pottery in there. Everything's in there nice and tight. It'll fire better. For the bisque firing only. You don't want things touching when you're glaze firing. I think on one of these I ended up with a very small crack, and I used Amico Bisque Fix. But then I also had to put, after the bisque firing, I had to put wax resist on there. We will see how that comes out very soon. So I can stack all of these in there however I want, but I think I'm actually going to save those for the top layer. This real estate here is pretty good. Middle of the kiln. And for the Kentucky Brown Bear, have a problem with the handles. I think I've had only like 2 of the handles that will stick to the mugs, and it's probably just me, but I think it's something to do with the shrink rate, because it cracks, and many of these mugs that I've made with Kentucky Brown Bear, I've had to use some iteration of a repair. And this one is Berlin Gray. I usually don't like to put a lot of colorful stuff on Berlin Gray because the clay itself is very pretty. But I'm gonna have to put something on this because it will not dry to be gray. It will be this weird flaky looking white stuff. This is some other substance I used, some ceramic repair stuff, and it goes on brown, but then it dries this flaky white. I'll have to see what that is. And the jars, it is a good practice to fire your jars together, number one, so you don't misplace or forget what lid goes with what jar, but also so that they're firing at the same temperature so that the lid and the jar fire at the same temperature. I don't know. Fire at the same temperature so the shrink rate is about the same. They need to be like dried together, fired together, glazed together, glaze, fire together. I say this as I have no formal training on creating jars. YouTube University. All the bisque firing I do to 06 usually. Till I run out of those cones, and then I'll fire it to 05. Tetris. Got it nested in there, and on the bisque firing, stuff can touch. The clay, different color clays touching each other is not going to turn them a different color, as long as they are bone dry. Obviously, you're not going to put wet or damp or leather hard clay in there. I mean, you could. Don't know what your results would be. You can do anything once. So there's Tetris, there's like musical pottery. When I'm doing these, moving these shelves around. The second one I have a split shelf, so it's not all one piece. So it takes up more space. And I guess if you had a full second shelf, then, oh, I just had a really good idea. I am going to take the 2 half shelves that I've got, put those on the bottom so that I can have 2 full shelves. I do have the kiln stilts. I have 3 of one size and 3 of another, and one is like taller than the other, so I can use that. If everything, and then it'd take up a lot less room. That's a fact. Especially if stuff is really uniform, then you can put 2 half shelves all the way on the bottom to protect the kiln floor. I think on one of these pieces, when I was messing around trying to Tetris this stuff in, I accidentally chipped a piece. I don't know what it was, and it must not have been too noticeable because I glazed all of them and I didn't see anything that was alarming. Yeah, one of the pieces of scaffolding, one of the kiln stilts, fell over because I have to stack them, fell over onto a piece, chipped it, but I don't know which one it was, but I heard it. More Tetrising, more reconfiguring. This would be easier if everything were uniform in shape or height, but I have jars, little teacups, little jars, bowls, plates, little trinket dishes. So to try to plan how I'm going to put in stuff for the bisque firing, it just seems like more work in trying to plan it than actually just getting in there and Tetrising it in there. Now on bisque firings, you can stack the stuff, and I've heard of people stacking it, like they don't even put shelves in there, they just stack it, and it seems quite risky to me. They just fire everything at once. Now, the half shelf going in needs supported on 3 points at least. That's what it said on the internet, so that's what I did. In this, I'd put stuff in there that was too tall and realized that my kiln shelf was resting on the pottery itself. Never had one lesson. I did. I had at least a trimester. I don't remember exactly how long. At least a trimester of ceramics, and my teacher was fabulous. But I did not learn how to load a kiln. There's probably some math involved in it. Maybe not. This is where I got nervous about firing my lid on top of my jar. In my mind, I thought it was going to make the jar explode because there were no way for air to escape, but I know that people do it. So the kiln shelf height is just ever so slightly different, and for that reason, it's like 2 separate entities. So I've got my big bowl, and then I can stack all kinds of stuff in there. All of these came out perfectly fine. Nothing happened in the bisque firing process. I can say that with certainty. Those are the jar lids that I was too nervous to put on top of the actual jar. And when I'm on the top shelf, I'm getting desperate to put stuff places, so I'm not trying to take the lower shelf off and reconfigure it, so I just start stacking it. So best practice advisory right there. And the little trinket cups, or trinket dishes. But I still have a lot of extra space on there if I wanted to get wild and stack more stuff in.
Sleep, it's time to get wild!
You can fit a lot more things in a bisque firing than you can a glaze firing. Yeah, that other camera would have been nice. Had I realized it was right there. So I've got it on low. I've got my peak holes open, so I candle fire it just to make sure every last bit of moisture is out of there, and then I press go and the little light turns on. After a couple hours, I will close those little peak holes and crank it up to high. But everything that I loaded in there was bone dry. It looked good. Oh my gosh, it looks so good on the inside. Really good. And I got a bigger one. Biggie boy. This one fell. So I'll have to go back, grind that spot off with the diamond grinding disc, but I love the color combination. The turquoise with the butterscotch. Just love it. A little sipper cup. I know that it's because I use a darker clay. If I would use white clay, that would be like so bright white. This one came out really rough, not as slick or shiny as I had hoped with the combo, but it looks cool. I love that. Very pretty. That looks beautimous. Oh, that's interesting. I think I made my own creation on that and didn't follow a recipe, but I do love this. This is the dragon fruit clay. And how that green just pools in there. It's awesome. This one I wasn't crazy about the finish. I love the color. Not as slick as I would have hoped. I mixed dragon fruit and I did mason stain on it, so the color of the clay is different. This one is porcelain, I think. It's like gray, Berlin gray and some porcelain, and I have textured cloudburst and lavender mist, I think, on it. And this is what happens to your kiln shelves when glaze drips on them. And luckily I have some kiln wash on there. I can just scrape that off. I do love how that is. That's a green jasper, and I think that's jalapeno in there. And like winter wood, but it's just like rough. Yeah, the green tea did not make it smooth enough over the winter wood for my liking. I love this one though. Feature that we have here where you can easily rest your hand. These little dimple cups are so cute. And this one is a little happy accident. The glaze dripped, but it doesn't wobble. I had planned to possibly grind those off, but I kind of love it. So I'm gonna keep it. This, I had really high hopes for it, but it just kind of turned out white. And that is stuck in there, but should pull out halfway okay. Also have to grind those off though, it's too pointy. There's more butterscotch shino on the bottom of that one. I think that's Nimbus. This is the butterscotch shino. I freaking love it. How it does that. Another one that I had high hopes for. I don't remember if it was like abalone, which I love it with other things, but it was just kind of plain for my liking. That's a good one. I like that. I can kind of go with that purpley one. Oh, I think I made these together. Yeah, they've got to be made together because they're both the Berlin gray, but I must not have put that textured cloudburst on that one. Textured cloudburst on that. It looks like I have some jalapeno. I don't know what is on that, but that looks really cool. I'm gonna have to look back on my glaze journal to see what I had put on that. So I would like to recreate that, possibly. It's really porous. I like the way it looks, but it is not shiny enough or smooth enough. I wouldn't really want to drink anything out of that. It's another good one. I must have put something in there. I must have done mixed the white and the turquoise porcelain. Pretty, it's pretty. Oh, I tried to do something cool with this and it kind of sucked. I did like orange or yellow and then I did another like lighter color, but I didn't do enough enough coats. But still, Aurora is really cool. I did Aurora on all the jars as a base. That one, this is awesome. Forget what I did with it. I'm gonna have to look it up. I'm gonna just stay tuned to see the jars, because I do not have them. This is the only jar I have in this kiln load. And it is not Aurora green. It's got some periwinkle. I cannot tell what else. Yeah, blue splatterware. I love that. Pretty good. Periwinkle's in that one too. Maybe some capri blue. Okay, this one I was trying to make dragon fruit, I think, like make it kind of look like dragon fruit with the pink and the white. And these are Siamese. Whoops. To grind those off. Hopefully they're salvageable. And there's some more green jasper. Love that guy. The color is so awesome. More green jasper. I thought this was going to be a little bit more vibrant, but and my watermelon bowl. I totally forgot that I made this. Probably if I put a white clay body with any of these, the colors would pop a lot more. If you've made it all the way to the end of the video, we really appreciate that. You can check out our website also at wheelandchisel.com. We do have an online shop there, and stay tuned for more pottery and woodworking videos.